Welcome to the final episode of Coffee with Kevin. It's April 2009. We came out of Tropical Storm Faye, where the entire FITV studio was destroyed. And today we sit here with new equipment and with new hope for FITV. It's a very important day, part of FITV and myself, to be filming this last episode on the eve of my graduation, to be able to share one of the most important things that happened to me at Florida Tech. And to be able to do that with someone really special and someone who inspires me, someone who's provided so much support to the student government, to different organizations, and who's been one of my best friends at Florida Tech. Today, I am honored to have as my guest on this final episode our provost at Florida Institute of Technology, the Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Dwayne McKay. Welcome to the show, Dr. McKay. How are you?
Very good, and thanks, Kevin. I wasn't sure who was on your show from that. I'm honored and very pleased to be here.
Well, we're very glad that you took out time from your busy schedule to join us, to talk to us on a more personal level. That's been the goal over this year. And Coffee with Kevin has truly changed how my life at Florida Tech has been.
Well, I really wanted to do this because I admire these coffee cups.
Well, if you do well in the rapid fire round at the end, you might win one.
Oh, really?
That's how the rule is.
Can we bet mine versus yours? And then we get two of them?
Maybe. We'll see how things go if you do a good rapid fire round.
We'll see.
Anyways, tell us a little bit about yourself, starting from where you're from, your college life.
Well, I grew up wanting to be a rocket scientist and was one of the 4 members of a rocket society when I was 15 years old. We launched rockets and set a couple of fires, burned down a couple of hay fields and whatever. But so that's what I always wanted to do. I went to Auburn and I became a physicist and engineer. I worked for industry, I worked for government, worked in the universities. So it's been a blessed life. Doing science and engineering is, you don't have to work, you just sort of have fun all day.
Aren't you married to an astronaut now?
I am. Last time I checked, I hope I still am as of today. Yeah, she was a payload specialist for NASA.
After this show, you probably won't.
That's possible.
So leading on, you wanted to become a rocket scientist, and you ended up becoming a provost at Florida Tech. How did that happen?
Well, that's a demotion from rocket scientist, but after I was the head of propulsion for NASA when the Challenger accident occurred, and Mary Helen was in the astronaut program, my wife, and so after the accident, we decided to leave NASA and went to work at the University of Tennessee and worked there for several years. So I became a faculty member. I actually entered the race for administration as a protest against someone I didn't think should get the job, and I didn't expect to get it. And I went from being a department head dean to a vice president, and then I had a chance to come down here to work with Dr. Catanese. So Florida looked like a great place to come. Florida Tech's a really neat school. I'd heard quite a bit about it, and I applied for the opportunity and was lucky enough to get it.
So do you regret getting into administration from rocket science?
Well, I think anyone that's ever been in the classroom and been in the research lab regrets it a little bit. You realize after you've been an administrator long enough so that you're almost incapable of going back and doing the real science, that they're the ones that have most of the fun. So you work with students on a daily basis. You have PhD students, master's students, some undergraduates. You see them grow, and it's almost like having sons and daughters, that you see develop every day. When you get to be an administrator, it's much more oriented towards the success of a larger institution. So those personal relationships don't develop like they do as a faculty member.
Okay, so here you're the provost.
Right.
A lot of students and a lot of people outside don't really know what provost position is. So just to explain it.
Well, and I didn't either when I came here, actually. I knew my provost at the University of Tennessee, and it looked like he had a pretty cushy job, so it seemed like a good thing to do. There's really 2 versions. There's a weak model and a strong model. In the weak model, you're purely the dean of faculty and the chief academic officer. And in the strong model, you're basically that and the chief operating officer of the campus. So Dr. Catanese, who's focusing on the outside world and partnerships and raising money, et cetera, he focuses there, and I focus on the inside world. And so I actually sort of run the campus as the chief operating officer. And I get to do all the things that Dr. Catanese doesn't want to do or tells me to do. So that's sort of my job.
It must be fun, right?
It is fun. He's easy to work for. He's got a lot of experience, knows how to be a president. You know, it's such a wide variety of jobs, managing student affairs, academics, athletics, and so many aspects of it, the academic program itself, accreditation. I mean, I never have the same day once a month or twice a month, much less every day. So it's exciting, it's fun, very smart people to work with, smart. The faculty are brilliant in general, on the average at least. The students are really, really bright. They have good ideas. You have to learn you can't outsmart students. You can outsmart faculty sometimes, but not very often, and you can never outsmart the students for long at all. So it's a real challenge to get the job done.
You use the phrase chief academic officer, which is basically you're in charge of all the academic related anything at all on campus, right? So now, as the chief academic officer, what is your biggest goal?
Well, you know, the important thing, you know, my belief is in quality and depth in programs. You know, it's I think we've been focusing on individual strengths within the university academically to try to grow the reputation of the university in those areas as being, you know, you'd like to be the best anywhere, but certainly respected around the country and hopefully the globe for having unbelievably quality graduates and doing unbelievably high quality research in certain areas. You can't do it in everything. So we try to make our investments in areas where we can go from being really good to being great.
How far do you think you've reached this goal?
Well, it's, you know, I've been here 6 years. I think we've made progress. I think in the marine biology area, the ocean science area, we have made great progress. Our aerospace mechanical engineering program is one of the best in the country. Electrical engineering has always been outstanding, electrical and computer. The psychology program has grown by leaps and bounds, now well known throughout the country in applied behavior and treatment of autism. I mean, the psychology program is really on the map, doing high quality work there. Our aeronautics program, we're as proud of our academic quality in that program as we are the ones that are chief pilots at a variety of airlines and whatever, which is the thing that attracts them to come to school here. Our communications program is growing and it's getting better and better, and I honestly believe in the next 3 or 4 years we'll have the gold seal of approval for our business program, that is AACSB accreditation. So I hadn't really thought about it, to be honest with you, until you asked me, but actually I'm pretty proud of how much progress we've made in 5 or 6 years.